Okay, welcome to the show, Cindy. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today. How are you?
I am well. Thank you very much for having me here today.
Absolutely. Well, love to always kick off with a little bit of background. So, you've been in the fitness and wellness industry for some time. How did you get into it?
It's hard to believe that I've been involved with the industry for it's well over 40 years now. My journey kind of just started more as a competitive swimmer that turned into a coach that then led to me being a fitness instructor. From being a fitness instructor, it just seemed like every decade I wanted to know more about how I could help somebody mind, body, and it just kept growing. So I'm pretty proud to say that I am a certified fitness and yoga instructor. I am a holistic nutritionist and natural supplement advisor, an energy and massage practitioner, and I'm currently working on my doctorate in natural health.
Amazing. That's quite the list of
Yeah, it is.
expertise there. That's
It
wonderful.
is. I know.
How do you find that all those work together?
You know, I guess some of it was my own journey through health and wellness, and then of course watching either my clients or classes or presentations I did, and it never seemed to be just one part of it, right? It never was just the fitness side of it. It never was just the nutritional side of it. It was really seeing how everything worked together synergistically, and then I just wanted to know more, which then led into certifications. And I'm one of those kind of people that it's an avid learner. I just want and our industry has grown so much. Like what I knew 20, 30 years ago and what we did those years ago and what I know now, it's just amazing what we've learned about the body and all the different parts. So it's been pretty amazing place to I forget that I'm working in this industry because it
Yeah.
just feels more like fun.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, the obviously the when it comes to healing or looking to advance yourself, whether that's with your yourself as a person, as a personality, or your physical body. Yeah, absolutely. You've got to take that kind of holistic approach to it. You've got to be looking at all those
Yeah.
different aspects, and I'm sure as you um, learn one different modality and you would connect that to another part, and again, yeah, it's all beautifully connected, and it's really important to be aware of
Yeah.
all of these little
Yeah.
areas.
Yeah.
You got it. Awesome. Well, I know you've worked with many different health organizations in Canada. How does your expertise, how do you collaborate with these organizations? What's happening there?
Yeah. Well, I have been very fortunate, both in Canada and internationally as well, being able to work with a number of different organizations, whether that was in the fitness industry, yoga industry, wellness spa, natural health retail outlets. It can be one-on-one, it can be working, coaching an individual, it could be facilitating a seminar, mentoring staff. So lots of different parts and pieces to all that. Working with vendors one-on-one. I've really tried to embrace in all different areas. Currently, I am teaching a holistic aqua fitness class, which is beautiful in a private swimming pool, and getting to not only do the workout with the wonderful, amazing group that I'm with, but also getting to teach them about the nutritional parts having to do with joint care and muscle and bone health. I've got an online program with Parksville PharmaSave right now, and I have a health topic that I talk about each month with some interactive challenges, and different suppliers and vendors will provide us with little goodie bags and things that go off. So I had the Zen lemonade that went out this month in that little bag for the healthy traveler, and I've got an evening chill down and stretch meditation and stretch program that I'm doing online. So lots of different ways to be able to either interact one-on-one or in person or even online.
Wow, yeah, that's great that you're able to. I mean, it's wonderful with the technology we have available to us to
Yeah.
be able to use the skills that we have and the knowledge that we have and provide a course or a learning experience that people can, take kind of anywhere
Yeah.
and develop their own
I
personal journey with their learning. I think that's, yeah, that's a
I
really wonderful part of our technology.
try to just make it as easy as possible and break it down as easy as possible for individuals. So yeah.
Yeah, people like that for sure.
Hmm.
The easy kind of bullet points and, what do I really need to know here, and getting right into it,
Yeah.
making it really practical.
Yes. That's what it's all about, right? A lifestyle, making it be as
Absolutely.
practical as possible for people.
Have you seen the supplement health industry change much through the years, through your 40 years experience?
Oh, yeah.
How so?
Yeah. Oh, well, from the formulation to how we deliver it, how we talk to individuals about it. Um, I just think that every aspect of it has really changed over the years. Um, when I think about even what products were available 20, 30 years ago, was very minimal. And now we have a huge selection of products to work with. But even with that being said, the delivery system and how it's going to be best utilized for individuals, right? In the formulations, and that for me, that's a real big one. I didn't realize that I was such a sciencey, geeky kind of person until I really had the opportunity to look at the formulations and how the body then is able to absorb different types of nutrients, etc. So
Yeah, so you've seen the quality of product and the science attached to that
mm,
improve through the years. And
mhm.
as more companies put out different and sometimes very similar products, that's forcing these companies to make much more quality
Yes.
ingredients and more bioavailable ingredients. And that's only, as the market and the consumers become a little bit more aware of the difference between, let's say, a really good product and a not so good product. Yeah, that's forcing these manufacturers to provide the science and provide really good quality products. And that's only, yeah, that can only really benefit the consumer.
Yes, yes. And a lot of what as a natural supplement advisor, I feel my role is being able to help the consumer be able to decide what product and why. And
Yeah.
so having beautiful things like Truehope to be able to, say, well, this is why you want to look at these products. So
So yeah, as a natural supplement advisor, like what do you look for in a supplement, and also the company? I suppose you look at the company as well and how they're manufacturing, where they're getting their ingredients from. Like, what are you looking for?
for me, a big part of talking to a consumer is to have that background story. So even when, with True Hope, I was introduced to the product probably, 10 plus years ago. But where I really learned about the product, I was an instructor trainer for a big health food store in Alberta. And I had the opportunity to meet with an advisor from True Hope that came in, told the story about the company. This is why the product was kind of developed. And then of course learned about the formulations and the sourcing and the research and the science and the support to clients behind it. So those, as an advisor, those are really big things for me. So when I'm talking to a consumer, it's this whole line was developed specifically for your mental health and stress and of course sleep, which are two huge ones that I get a lot of questions about. They're in Canada. That's another big one for me as an advisor. I like to support anything that is, locally here, been created and sourced and put together. And then and having the support afterwards as well. So as a advisor, True Hope is just a beautiful product to be able to mark off all those things that I look for in the how it's been created, formulated, and supported. And the story
Wonderful.
is beautiful as well. So
Yeah, certainly is. Yeah, it's quite remarkable. In regards to the, so when you're looking at a supplement company, you're somebody who's been in the game for a long time, and I think that a lot of people who take supplements, I'm a holistic nutritionist as well. When I speak to my clients about supplements, not many people are aware about, it's really important to look at the quality and looking at
Yes.
these companies. So people don't really look past the actual like label of the bottle. If somebody's been recommended to take magnesium for muscle cramps or
Yeah.
something, they're just going to go in, and there's like 8 different forms of magnesium that you can find in different stores, right? So how important is it that for a specific product that you're looking for, how important is it that it's researched well? And maybe you could talk a little bit about that, because I think it's important to notice that. So we have 35, 36 independent third party um, control trials for Empower Plus as a micronutrient supplement, and that's independent third party. That's not like we've paid a university and given them a load of product to
Yeah.
do. Can you tell us the importance of, first of all, the research behind the actual product and the actual supplement you're going to get in the bottle, and then also why it's important to have like third party independent studies?
In talking to a consumer as to why they would want to look at those things,
Yeah.
um, for me, it's really about going back to getting the best bang for your buck, and looking at it that way for an individual. If you're going to put something into your body, you want to pick the best things that you're going to put into your body to get the quickest and fastest results. So we live in a world where we're looking for everything happening super quick and fast, and we don't want, and we want to make sure that we're managing our funds as well. So when I look at a product that's on the shelf that may be a higher end, a higher price, it's of course explaining that it's going to have more ingredients in it, as well as how it is going to be sourced and what type of products that you're going to get into that. And a big thing for me is saying things like getting the best bang for your buck, and being able to get the fastest results that you want. Sure, you could take and use something else, but you may not get the results that you're looking for. And that will usually have an individual really rethink their purchasing power, and put their nutrition at the forefront. And then two, I'm pretty lucky in the sense that I am certified and versed in other areas as well. So to say to them that on the nutrition, as you know, right, and the nutritional side is a key component of your health. So you
Yeah.
want to make sure that your micronutrients and your macronutrients are the highest quality as possible in order to
Yeah.
get, assuming that your results are to be longevity and age gracefully and be able to have great mobility. I usually can get away with the fact that, I look 10 to 15 years, not only look, but feel and act 10 to 15 years younger than my actual chronological age. So that does me pretty good in talking about that with individuals as well, and letting them know that, my choices have been high quality supplementation through all of that.
Yeah.
So and then, getting to have the brochures or the background to lay it down on paper for some of those individuals that need that paper, and what follow that trail. You can go to this website, with Truehope, and you can see all the independent studies. You can
Yeah.
talk to somebody about them as well. So it,
Certainly. I think it's really important to recognize that all these products are on the shelf. These different supplements, they're on the shelf for a reason. Like they've been studied, they've been utilized, and if you're going to go and look at the actual research for a product like Empower Plus, micronutrient formula, they've used very specific forms in very specific doses to work together synergistically, and during the different types of studies that they do, whether they're looking at its effect on ADHD or anxiety or depression, they're using very deliberate dosages and they're monitoring these, they're monitoring against a placebo group very, very closely. So it's very important to make sure that we're taking the right forms in the right dosages that connects with the research that's actually been done, because a lot of people can get the wrong forms of, let's say, magnesium,
Mhm.
and not taking enough, or maybe taking too much. So it's really important to be aware of, like, what does the research show us, what are they doing in these studies for the kind of effect that I'm looking for, and obviously working with a health professional who is aware of the supplement industry, and works with good quality supplements, and why am I taking this product, how much of this do I need to take? Maybe this is the best brand for me. Obviously, we have to take budget and everything into account as well. But all this information is like super available, and if it's maybe a little bit too hard to read some of the studies, then there's always health professionals like
Yeah.
yourself that can help translate this for people. And I feel like most good quality supplement companies like Truehope, and there's plenty of them out there, that have this literature in very easy to understand forms. And if you want to dive a bit deeper, you can jump into the journals themselves and check it out for yourself. So I think,
Mhm.
yeah, and I think the big point that you were making is that you can take, people should be taking this responsibility for themselves, into diving into their own health. And if you're taking something, I think you should be really aware of, like, what it is, what are you doing, and being really conscious and aware of that, rather than just taking something because you think you should do, or you
Yeah.
read an article or something. I
Yeah.
think you should
Friend
be,
next door told me that it was really good and helped them. So yeah.
yeah, exactly, that doesn't hold too much weight behind it, that whole
No,
process. So yeah,
no.
I'm glad we're on the same page there. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. I really love to educate and empower individuals to look at why they're doing the things that they're doing, and of course, having the opportunity to direct them to different suppliers, vendors with the information that do all of that as well for us. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Have you used our products personally?
I have. I do actually daily. So some of them are a daily thing for me. Others are ones that I have in my supplement regime, and I circle through them. And isotal is a big one for me. It's in my daily water intake. I have the Zen lemonade every day, and I have at lunchtime. If I don't have it in the lemonade, I have it in a little container that I have kind of as my sweet little kind of snack after my lunch. So I always kind of pull off into a little corner at lunchtime, and that way I can do some meditation and do some stretching and things like that. And there I have my little white powder that I'm eating away at. Quite interesting. Some people have wondered about that. I had to do a little explaining on that
I
one
bet.
to let people know what that white powder was. But it gave me a great opportunity to chat a little bit more with individuals. Um, so it is, yeah, I do. I use them. Truehope is, like I said, part of my regime of supplements, and either cycling through or daily using them.
Wonderful. And do you, and tell us about some recommendations that you might give um, to some people for our products. So an Orstol, for an example, like, why would you recommend that?
Usually for an isotal is usually that one that I get asked stress, anxiety. That's the primary one that conversation comes up, is which I myself am a little bit more of a proactive, which is why I like to drink it just every day, just to help calm the nervous system. I work in a fast, busy environment, so just trying to support it that way. Um, but for individuals, as needed, I find it works very quickly as needed. And then also for sleep, helping with sleep as well. It's, to me, it falls in the realm of more of a food source. It's in a powdered form, which I love that for being able to suggest something to an individual, because we can put it into a liquid and then be able to have it be more bioavailable for the body. Um, so that's a real big one for me. The EMP Power Plus is another big one for speaking with individuals. Usually that one will be someone who has been chronic stress, and whether that's physical, emotional, environmental, they've been under there's been some kind of trauma or long-term chronic stress. And that would be another real big go-to for me as well. And whether that becomes a short-term or a long-term supplement for them. And of course, everyone is a little bit different for that. So yeah, but those are two really big ones for me that I speak a lot to. Stress and sleep seem to be huge conversations for individuals of all different age groups. And which is why I really like the Nisotol in there, because I can even speak that one, for a much younger crowd, and, all the way up to my 80 and 90-year-olds that walk in asking for help and support too. So yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah, my 2-year-old loves it in his
Mhm.
chamomile tea before he goes to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It settles him down a little bit. He has this really beautiful transition into
Mhm.
um, play, into like that routine for bedtime, and then
Yeah.
just goes to sleep no problem. And I find it as well. If I'm feeling a little bit agitated or irritated, I need to just like ground myself in inositol in just water and some lemon juice.
Mhm.
Just awesome, super refreshing as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do you recommend Truehope's Empower Plus and inositol rather than other brands?
I think it goes back to the formulations, the sourcing, the studies behind it, the support as well. Um, Usually these individuals are requiring some help and support in that area, and needing a powerful, well manufactured supplement for them. So Canadian, supporting Canadian. Those are the big ones. Those are the reasons, behind
Yeah.
um, that the choice over others. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I have the I'm blessed to do a lot of work on our website, and I deal with the live chat that comes through there,
Mhm.
and people are really blown away in regards to like our micronutrient support team,
Yes.
who if somebody's looking to, I think a classic message I get every day is, I'm on so and so medication for my depression or anxiety, and I'm looking for a natural health supplement, micronutrient formulation, multivitamin that's going to help me kind of come off that slowly.
Yes.
And we have this incredible micronutrient support team that you can email, you can call, you can get the information from our website if you're interested. But they can communicate with you in regards to your own personal situation, and they can help guide you in regards to which of our products to implement and how to do that. Because obviously, when we're dealing with psychotropics or any other
Yeah.
like medications, we have to be super um, aware that these are serious drugs,
Yeah.
and they have to be taken seriously. And not many other companies provide that,
No.
especially that first initial consultation. Like, no, there's not many companies that
Yeah.
provide that. And if you are in a specific area in Canada, we can easily hook you up with our rep there, so you can start building relationship and asking all those kind of key questions. We have a really amazing relationship with a lot of our customers, and I've been working with the company for about 4 years now, and that always blows me away about you know, how quickly and how efficiently we communicate with our customers, because a lot of them who, you know, need Empower Plus in their lives
Mhm.
quite desperately, and they need that support
Yeah.
quite quickly.
Yeah. And that's huge for me. That's huge, having that resource available to that customer that comes in, because being on the floor in a retail environment, there's only so far I can go, and being able to help and support. So to be able to have that next step for them is just so empowering for them. And to watch to watch them light up, and just see that they've got hope, because of course, sometimes they're told that being on that medication is the only answer for them. And it's beautiful. It honestly, it
Yeah.
just makes my heart so happy when I have those conversations and know that when I give them the brochure and they walk away, that they're going to be well looked after with that. So thank you for that.
Of
Thank you.
course. Yeah, there's a lot of amazing people behind the scenes that
Mhm.
work at Truehope, and yeah, you're recommending much more than a product, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
How have you seen Empower Plus support and help people?
Hmm. Um, well, I've I've seen it with my own family members. There's been times where whether it was my son and my son and my daughter, both adults, that had some pretty rough spells in their lives, as we all go through that, right? We all go through that at one point in time, and knowing that they needed that help and support, and could see the change in the difference in them physically, as well as in their whole physical being, as well as talking to them and from an emotional perspective. But for them to walk away and also being able to recognize that, I can't tell you how many customers I've had come in and give me testimonials about product as well. So if I haven't seen it myself, then I've had other customers come in and tell me as well. So
Yeah, that's always amazing feedback when you hear
mhm,
that in a
mhm.
clinical setting as well. That's
Yeah,
really amazing.
yeah.
How when you're recommending Empower Plus, how do you explain to people how it works?
Um, well, for me, whenever I'm doing any consultations, it's a little bit like looking at it holistically, right? And talking about the body systems and how they kind of work synergistically together. Um, Big thing off is something is that usually has happened that has brought them to that place where they're looking at or I'm suggesting looking at something like the EMP Power Plus. So there's usually been a big traumatic event, or they're really stressed or whatever that may be. So just letting them know that they're not alone in that whole process, and that when the mind and the body get out of balance, that there's a deficiency that occurs. And then of course, I take the product, I look at the back and I say, look at in here, you're getting everything that your body needs from all your micronutrients, your vitamins, your minerals. It's been synergistically kind of put together. Then you've got your amino acids and you've got some antioxidants there. So the way it's been formulated and how it's going to support you from a nutritional perspective. And then, I always throw in there how the body systems kind of work, that we also want to make sure that we're looking after gut flora, that we are looking after how the nutrients get sent to the rest of the body. So your omega 3s, and that it's not just about taking the product, that they need to look at some lifestyle changes. So whether that is some stress reduction techniques that they need to bring in, and or if it's exercise or getting outside. So um, being able
Yeah.
to kind of just pull it all together for them, and knowing that it's been synergistically put together for someone just like them, that they need that.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
find that well, there's no magic bullet for anything.
Nope.
Absolutely not. And I find that Empower Plus gives a lot of people the ability to have the extra energy, clarity, mental thought, whatever that might be, to do the other things
Yeah.
that are going to fuel them in a very
Mhm.
positive way. Whether that's to have the energy to go for a walk, or lift this kind of foggy thinking and have a bit more clarity, or give a little bit of um, relief from the kind of like dark cloud of depression that people very often describe.
Yeah.
And once you've got the ability to see things a bit differently, and you've taken a little bit of that weight off the shoulders because you're giving your body super nutrition that's super available, and you don't have to have the best digestion in the world to uptake all this stuff because it's just ready to go
Yeah.
and be absorbed. It really gives people the opportunity to take the next step for themselves, because just one product or one thing isn't going to really do much in the long term, but it might give you the opportunity to focus on those other lifestyle factors that will put you in the right direction.
the great foundational component, right? And that's kind of where I try to speak to it from, is it being the foundational part of it all. So yeah.
Yeah, and that's why we see it work for so many people, whether
Mhm.
it's like on this wide scale of like, really serious psychological conditions like bipolar or schizophrenia,
Yeah.
and then all the way down to like mild stress. If your foundations aren't taken care of, it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, you're gonna struggle. So that's why we see it support so many different people, and
Mhm.
we're super blessed that we're able to do that for
Yeah.
so many.
Yeah.
How I'm interested to get your answer on this because you've so experienced and you've been in the game for a long time. But like, how are you supporting your mental health and well-being during this insane
Fun
couple of
time.
years?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I have to say it's really stretched or pushed or solidified my practice. I feel very grateful with the fact that I have a daily practice of yoga meditation. So that's just what I do. I do it in the morning, I do it midday, I do it in the evening. I have for years and years and years. So that helps a lot. The other big thing for me is I'm very fortunate to live on Vancouver Island and I love to be outside. So my day either starts or ends or both. That's usually how it goes, starts and ends with either a beach walk or a forest walk, barefoot in the sand, in the grass, connecting with nature. Um, that allows me to just really kind of clear a lot. Looking after my nutrition, uh, reducing any sugar is a huge one, making sure I'm well hydrated and taking my supplementation. And I already mentioned, and the Zen lemonade, the isotal is for me a daily thing that's thrown in there. Laugh as another big one. I
Yeah,
think that's really important that we forget to do. I totally get and understand, and I'm not discounting the devastation that's happened in the world or the people that have had to deal with, illness or suffering. But I think smiling and laughing and being kind and just remembering the love of either yourself, others, the environment is big ones for me. So that's how I'm taking care of myself and how I have taken care of myself. Luckily enough, I've been able to be introduced to those things for quite some time. And I know what it's like when I don't do those things. So I just have I've had to turn them up a little bit. I have to say
yeah,
there's been a few times that I've really had to crank it up. And there's a few more times that I've had to be down at the beach and just grounding a little bit more than I normally would. But yeah, that's me.
yeah.
That's how I kind of what I do, how I hang out,
Well,
and
they're your tools, right?
yeah,
They're your tricks and tools to be able
yeah,
to settle your body down, settle your mind down,
yeah,
and yeah, ground and be in one place and
yeah,
reflect rather than we're just our body's just carrying our mind around from task to task, thought to thought, feeling to feeling all the time. Yeah, I think it's super important that we all have some sort of practice. I feel that my nutritional experience, my understanding of the body and the mind and how the power of meditation and fitness and all these things like is really, really, all those things I've learned have really prepared me for kind of like these events.
yeah,
And I really, really encourage people to even just kind of take up one thing in regards to their own personal health, mental, physical, on a daily basis, and
yeah,
really, really commit to that practice because it can do absolute wonders to your psychological state.
yes.
Wonderful. Well,
Hmm.
how can people connect with you? So you're on the island. Whereabouts?
Parksville. I'm in Parksville. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Awesome.
That's where I am at the current moment. Yes.
Okay. Wonderful. And what's the best way to people to connect with you if they want to learn more information?
Yeah, Facebook. So if you want to connect with me on Facebook, Cindy Walker 13, I think is where I kind of pop up there. Instagram, I'm under Zen Gypsy, and the Gypsy is spelt with GYPSEA. Yes, with C. And or you know what, send me an email too. I'd like to go old school. Send me an email. So email address is holibrium. That's HWHOLIBRIUM @gmail.com.
Wonderful. Well, we'll
Yeah.
make sure that all of that information is available
Thank
in the show
you.
notes so people can connect with you.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time today, Cindy. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Thank you. From my heart to yours
Yeah,
as
absolutely.
well.
Thank you
As
so
well.
much. Yeah, it's really wonderful to connect with people. And again, like the technology that we have on our hands to connect and be able to share this information out to many people who, need some constant reminders about how to take care of themselves. I think it's yeah, we're truly blessed with what we can do these days.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining with us, everybody. For more information on anything that we've spoken about in this episode, don't forget to check the show notes. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Thank you so much for listening. This is True Hope Cast, the official podcast of True Hope Canada. We will see you next week.